So Catholic Charities has a long, rich history. We're the first Catholic Charities in the United States, and probably the first human service agency in the United States. In 1792, Bishop John Carroll at the time directed parishes to use 1/3 of their receipts for the care for the poor. And out of that care for the poor and the use of resources to care for one's neighbor, that's really the essence and the beginning of Catholic Charities. It's hard to imagine that in the mid-1800s, there were 22 orphanages in Baltimore. Each orphanage was set up by country of origin and by gender. So it's imagining that's really the beginning of work of how do we help families and how do we help children. Then in 1923, Archbishop Curley at the time had the idea of how do we bring all this great work together in kind of a bureau, so to speak, so we can align our services and our efforts to have even greater impact than we had been having since 1792. So the Bureau of Catholic Charities was created. At that time, it was 12 programs, some for the sustenance and care for the poor, residential programs for children, as well as the St. Mary's Industrial School.
Well, I think the legacy of Catholic Charities is not so much the buildings or even the names, it's the quality of care. That has been a constant. Today there's a level of commitment to excellence.
The number one thing that really struck me was the commitment to a mission, a bigger mission than any one person, and how that was so much a part of everything that we did, service provision, programs that we offered, and it really didn't matter what we did, it mattered how we did it.
Others generally say it's the squeaky wheel that gets heard the most. I believe it's the silent voices that really speak the loudest, and Catholic Charities, through their Greater Promise campaign, listens for those silent voices. We seek out the silent voices because they're the ones who really need the services that we provide, and until we can hear those voices and see those faces, our services will always be needed.
It has really been an amazing journey to watch the transformation Catholic Charities has taken. One of the things that it really does extremely well is we always push the envelope, meaning we want to look at where the unmet needs are. While we celebrate the accomplishments that we've done, we don't let that become a barrier to us.
I sort of compare it to a patchwork quilt, that we all have a piece in that quilt, and every interaction, everything that the staff does to support children and families just adds another patch, another layer, another color, another stitch.
Our colleagues are absolutely amazing. We're a 24/7 organization. We have, I think when I added it up one time, almost 5,000 people are sleeping in a Catholic Charities program every night. And then during the day, thousands of people are being fed, placed in jobs, being educated, whether it's through Head Start, the Villa Maria School, or even our adult learning programs. So every day, all this magic is happening. All these encounters, lives are better, and and our community is much stronger.
My memories in working at Catholic Charities really has to do with the colleagues that I've worked with. I've worked with some amazing colleagues over the year who on a daily basis have journeyed with the individuals who we serve in many encounters through tough times and fun times and happy times, but they've done it with a great deal of love and respect, and I've always admired that and watched that.
I think our greater promise as Catholic Charities to the community and to the client base is to be present, to offer presence with compassion and dignity, no matter what the season. To be that calming, stabilized force that says to you, you can do it, we believe in you, and we'll walk with you together. No matter how long it takes, no matter how many times that you fall, we will be there to walk you through that process.
This is not a job, it's a calling, it's the hardest job you'll ever love.
Being a part of Catholic Charities has been a very humbling experience for me, and it has been a great example of how faith, commitment to service, and professional skills can be merged.
Catholic Charities has been the greatest gift in my life. It's made me a better person. It's given me a greater purpose. It's allowed me to see and engage and work with people I would never have had the fortune to work with in the past. So I do this work being a son of Baltimore, having been blessed to being able to have been raised here, gone to school here, raised my family here, knowing that every day that we're making a difference and that I'm a small part of that difference.
The greatest promise for the clients and the families and the community that we serve is for them to feel as though when they come to our organization that they get the help that they deserve.
Regardless of what the barriers might be, we don't have to let them get in the way of us pursuing our own dreams.
To serve everyone that comes through those doors with compassion, love.
Lo que Catholic Charity promete para los clientes, para Esperanza Center, que es lo que nosotros ayudamos, y la gente cuando viene a nosotros, es darle un bienestar, siempre hope, una esperanza, que es lo que ellos necesitan cuando entran a nuestro sitio.
My hope for Catholic Charities in the years to come is to continue to spread awareness about the services that are provided so that we can support more people and more Marylanders in need.
They continue to grow in the individuals that they're able to serve, that the organization is able to expand in areas that we're not in.
Just to see how Catholic Charities can help and put services in place to house people who are in need.
That we would be a place where people not only remember what we did for them, but how we made them feel through the process.
Behind every number is a person. So when we're talking about hundreds of thousands of lives that are improved every year, there's a person behind each of those numbers. That's how we know that what we're doing matters in the lives of people and is making our community stronger.